You hypnotize yourself all the time with your language, the language that you're using.
When we are told by authorities, mother, father, grandma, teacher, sit down, be still, be quiet, do your homework, be a good girl, be a good boy. Or they tell us to shut up as well, let's be honest. When our subconscious accepts it directly, you can call it authoritative hypnosis.
You've been already hypnotized your entire life by your parents.
And now that people know that they were already hypnotized by their parents, they might not fear it as much.
Why?
And now that you're consciously choosing who you're going to be hypnotized by. So we literally directly speaking to the subconscious mind that takes 95% of our mind, right? And the conscious takes only 5%. So the subconscious rules the whole life, the whole show. Everything that happens in your life, it's already set and programmed. You can change through sport, studying philosophy and other actions, but then it takes much, much slower. Hypnosis takes you there faster. That's a beautiful insight that is like, wow, how many beliefs.
It's one of the most powerful questions I've ever been asked. Victoria, thank you so much for being here, part 2. After my last episode, we got a lot of surprised responses because there were a lot of people who had certain stereotypes about hypnosis in their heads. And when they saw this little hypnosis that we did live last time, they were like, oh, it's something completely different. And they slowly but surely started to understand that hypnosis is a very powerful tool and can be super, super safe. And before we started recording, I also thought back when I came to you the first time was 2020, right?
Yeah.
And maybe interesting, maybe to just start things off with, how was it for you seeing me in 2020 and seeing me now? What do you think is the biggest shift that we made together?
Oh, wow. Massive difference for sure. I remember when you came to have a session with me, I didn't know you were an influencer already at that time. But when you asked me, would you like a story or a post, I was like, what he's talking about. And then you posted me as in a story, I think. And I found out that you had about 40,000 followers at that time, or 30, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, just like driving from Ubud to have, this podcast with you, I was thinking, wow, that's like 10 times more since that time. And it's been around 5 years and you've grown so massively. You have published your book. You have accomplished everything we've mentioned in that session.
I literally have goosebumps.
Yes, you've got a platform, a successful platform for coaches, entrepreneurs, and you just keep giving to the world, and giving value is always receiving back, right? So
I remember driving to your session. I had no idea what I got myself into, or I had no idea what's gonna happen. My partner at the time, Ariana, she did a session with you and she was like blown away. She loved it so much. She's like, Axel, you have to do it. You have to go. So I was like, sure, I'm gonna try. And then we did it, and it felt like we spent 17 hours together. It was, I think, 3, but I remember I was sobbing. I remember right after, because it was all about a lot about my relationship with my father. I remember when I had to walk down those stairs in the hypnosis, it was the same stairs that I often had as a child when I had nightmares. Like I walked down, most of my nightmares when I was a teenager and young adult ended the same way. It was me running down those stairs and someone chasing me.
And did you have stairs in your apartment, or did you live in a house?
Well, we lived in a like apartment complex.
Okay.
And we lived on the last floor because those apartments are usually the cheapest. So I always pictured myself running down those stairs, and that was always my nightmares. And then we had this hypnosis session. And those stares came back. And it was a lot about the relationship with my father. And then I told you right after we finished, he texted me, and we haven't had contact for a very long time. I was like, what the heck is happening? And honestly, I also remember when you said something that made me cringe, like there's no tomorrow. You said something, you're so lovable and it's always enough. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, sure, I'm lovable. I'm like, sure, and I'm enough. But the more work I've done on myself, the more I realized how internally I didn't feel, and I don't think I'm there 100% yet, that I'm enough. A lot of my success is built on this trying to prove that it's enough. Like in my young years, a lot of my achievements were like, oh, if I do this well, then I'm going to be lovable, finally. So the thing that made me cringe was actually the biggest takeaway I could have had. And you recorded this hypnosis for me. So we had this hypnosis session together. It was like 3-4 hours.
Yeah,
Do you have a time in mind, or you just
usually it's about 2 hours, but sometimes in certain cases where the more trauma, then it can be up to 4 hours. I think the longest one I had 4. So yours.
Well, there you go. I was there. A lot of trauma. Plenty.
But we have covered so many limiting beliefs. And obviously, I also remember I told you about how the energy shifts in a family. And quite often, a family member might have contacted you. Like I think I've mentioned to you that very often I hear from my clients after a day or a few days that their parents would reach out and say, I love you, or just ask them how they are. So, when we shift the energy in ourselves, it shifts the whole dynamic in the family.
Yeah.
And this is fascinating, right?
It's why it happened to me multiple times. Like now I'm not even surprised anymore when it happens. But yeah, this enough shift happened. I think now I'm just so much more mature because of it, and all of those hypnosis that I then listened to. So I did the session with you. It was like 4 hours, I think, like between 3 and 4, felt like an entire day. And then you gave me a hypnosis to listen to for like 30 days.
Yes.
Why 30 days, and why do you do that in the first place?
Sometimes I ask a client to listen for 21 days, sometimes for 30, because I believe they achieve more. But nowadays, neuroscientists are actually recommending to listen for 60 or even 90 days. But what is a common belief is that after 21 days, your subconscious fully reprograms. But again, it's like Dr. Bruce Lipton says, listen for 90. Joe Dispenza says something else. And then Greg Braden says 60 days. Well, it's just, an example. But I think the person should listen to the transformation until you literally check. You have a checklist and you go, oh, yeah. I'm feeling more confident. I'm feeling lovable. I wrote my book. I have created a successful online school. So everything, specifically for success, I would advise to listen as long as possible until everything is done what have been mentioned in that particular recording. So yeah, that's my suggestion.
You advised me to listen to it before I go to bed.
Yes.
And or right after I wake up, if I remember correctly. So I knew like I'm going to listen to it before I go to bed. Is there a right time? Is it bad to listen to the hypnosis during the day? Like why should we listen to it? And I've heard a lot of people. You just mentioned a couple of them, like Bruce Lipton. He wrote a really powerful book. And I remember him talking about different brain waves and why we should listen to hypnosis or affirmations and new stories before we go to bed or right after waking. Why is that?
Just to refer to Bruce Lipton, he also believes you can rewire your DNA which I love about him, and he proved it.
Mm.
So coming back to your question, as we know, we have many brain waves, right? Right now, we're talking it's a beta, we are an active one, where we analyze and where we are productive, and most of life is happening in that brain wave. When we go to sleep, so prior sleep, we're already shifting into the alpha, and then we shift into theta. And that's where the main transformation is happening, because the subconscious mind is more open to absorb. So we literally directly speaking to the subconscious mind, which is 95% of, it's a part that takes 95% of our mind, right? And the conscious takes only 5%. So the subconscious rules the whole life, the whole show. Everything that happens in your life, it's already set and programmed, your whole mindset, your belief system, your feelings, behaviors, reactions, like freeze or flight or fight. It's all there.
Good, bad.
So, yeah. So also behavioral things. When we observe our parents, the way they behave around us, we very often copy it, and that becomes familiar. So we say we literally live what we see. We literally repeat the same things, even if it hurts us. So let's say if you had a partner you would be arguing with, that most likely it's your family pattern, and then you saw it in your parents. And then because that was familiar to your mind, it repeated. And if your family struggled with money, most likely you're going to be struggling with money, because again, you repeat what you've seen when you were little. So you literally live it like over and over again. And what is also fascinating about the mind, and as I have been writing manual for the HypnoCoach training, I also came across certain beliefs that I realized I used to have, is the loyalty to the tribe. So very fascinating is the belief that I can't be more successful, because if I'm more successful, it's a betrayal to my family. If I shine brighter, that means unsafe, because nobody from my family ever been a public person, never achieved great success, never been a speaker. And so it's something that the mind feels as it takes as dangerous. But also there is a certain loyalty that we want to keep within the family, because we are tribal beings, right? So we used to be in tribes. Now our tribe is our family. So we still want to belong and fit within the family. So there is a certain loyalty in us. And it's very interesting that some of us, even though we want to become successful, even consciously we know, yes, I deserve a great success, I'm going for it. Subconsciously, there might be wired that loyalty to the family. And those beliefs I've mentioned, and many other beliefs that might come with it, like, let's say, if I am more successful, I'll be rejected, or they won't love and accept me. So then I'm losing that belonging to the family. And when we grow up as children, belonging is very important to us. We need to fit, we need to belong, we need the emotional support, right? Now you don't really care as much. I mean, if you've gone through many therapies, you don't care if your father loves you and if your mom, really is there for you, because you are able to give this love to yourself. But as a child, we're dependent on our parents.
100%.
And we're dependent on love that they give us, and they are, I think, it's scientifically proven, they were children abandoned in an orphanage. and babies started dying, and they discovered that when the nurses or whoever were looking after them started actually to, hold the baby and give them the love, then it was the survival mode actually got activated and they started living longer. So that's why emotionally we're so attached still to the family, even without realizing it, because we used to have to feed and belong. It's called as tribal wiring, and we still follow the same pattern.
I love that.
Until we explain to our subconscious mind, hey, I can love my family and I can still be successful.
Yeah.
Success doesn't separate me from them. It makes my life and their life better, right? So that's a beautiful insight that is like, wow, how many beliefs.
It's one of the most powerful questions I've ever been asked. What did you have to do as a child to get love and attention from your caregivers, from your mom, from your father? Because it doesn't matter how lovable your parents are, they most likely had rules for what's good, what's bad. And as kids, we will do anything to meet those rules and expectations. But it might be, for example, for me, my grandma, she did a lot of she spent a lot of time with me when I was a child, and she loved it when I was quiet as a child. Like, she was amazing. I love my grandma. However, it was her rule, her expectation that I would just sit there like this and eat all of her food. She would always say, Axel, you have so much energy. Now, if you meet me as an adult, that's just me. Like, I have, recently a friend of mine said, you are like 2 shots of espresso. I'm like, 100% yes. So because I wanted the love and attention from my grandma, I would just, say I'm a shy person, and I would sit there and like suppress all this life energy until one day I'm like, wait a second, that's kind of screwed up. That's not me. And I taught my subconscious mind, no, I'm lovable even when I'm loud.
And an interesting fact for you and for those who are watching us, you've been hypnotized by your grandma, because that's what is a directive hypnosis.
Can you explain when you say you've been
exactly. This is what is a directive hypnosis is. When we are told by authorities, mother, father, grandma, teacher, sit down, be still, be quiet, do your homework, be a good girl, be a good boy. Well, they tell us to shut up as well, let's be honest. That's when our subconscious accepts it directly. In that moment when we're told, as being children, all people are authorities to us. So it's, other words, you can call it authoritative hypnosis. Wow. It's directly accepted by your subconscious mind. So no wonder you actually started following what you were told, because that was a command to your mind to be quiet and still. And in that order, of course, as a child, you wanted to belong and fit, and you then adopted the role of the quiet, of the one that is, unseen. And
so what is then the definition of hypnosis?
Definition of hypnosis itself, it's receiving suggestions in the form of a relaxed state. I would, if to explain it briefly, I would have said that. It's when you speak to the subconscious mind directly, because the subconscious is listening when it's relaxed, and when your mind goes into alpha or theta. So then you can be hypnotized. So it's giving commands in a form of suggestion. So we've got different types of hypnosis. We have covered today directive hypnosis. There is Erickson's hypnosis that is more, it's kind of, I would call it more polite and more giving suggestions which are softer. But when it comes to parents and how they used to hypnotize us, it's a directive hypnosis. It gives your subconscious mind a command.
It's like,
so you need to
had
obey.
That conversation with someone who was teaching her dog that it's not okay to pee inside. So every single time when the dog would pee inside, she would have to make very clear that it's not okay, so that the dog remembers in the future, I don't do it, or I do it outside. Is that hypnosis as well?
It could be a directive hypnosis, and also how the mind learns. It learns by repetition.
Okay.
And that's why those commands given to you by your grandma, they were probably repetitive.
Yeah.
That's why your subconscious even more absorbed it, accepted it. And only when you started growing out of that hypnosis, you must have come to the point where consciously you understood, as you have shared, because of her. So other words, you've been hypnotized by her to do what suits her, even though she was a lovely person. We know that. We're not criticizing that. But everybody does that. Every parent does it, right? I don't know you've got to be so incredibly conscious not to tell to your child to be quiet.
Yeah, and I would say I'm criticizing my grandma. I don't know why people are so afraid of criticizing their parents. There is this in therapy, and I think in society, there is this big stigma about saying anything bad about your parents, which is, I think, ridiculous. And often you will even see it. I see it so many times, and every therapist can tell you about this phenomenon. Like, adults have been abused by their parents. Like, they've been beaten, or they have been neglected, abandoned. And then they would say, like, yeah, but they're so sweet. They're such kind people. They did whatever. I'm like, sure, but that doesn't mean that was okay. And it's actually a crucial part of healing to feel that anger as a child, which happened, by the way, also in hypnosis sessions, to then actually accept it and heal that part of you. Otherwise, you will act out from this wounded part still in your life. So I think, like, I would be telling, you can tell someone in a loving way, like, hey, that wasn't okay. And I would probably do that. She's not alive anymore, but that was definitely not okay. You didn't know better, but at least you know, like, hey, maybe that wasn't okay. What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
and she would probably say, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's more important about what I say, that I step up for myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned...
You broke the pattern.
I broke the pattern.
And the belief.
Exactly.
Because it's belief with the pattern. I need to be quiet, and behavior is wired to be quiet, right? It's a certain action to staying still, quiet.
Yeah.
That was wired to you, which is amazing for you to understand. And coming back to criticism, I believe there are two forms. One is constructive and one is like negative one.
Yeah.
So when it comes to parents, most of my clients would always defend parents or grandparents, whoever were bringing them up. And we never criticize them. We take it as a fact. Because that is a fact that your grandma behaved that way, that she told you that. Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
It's we can say it's bad or it's good only because certain things were happening in your life, right? Yeah. Based on that fact. So it's just being an objective and looking at it with the open eyes and understanding how it affects you.
Yeah.
So it could help you.
Yeah.
But do we need to tell that she was a bad person? That would have been a bad criticism, telling she was horrible and blah, blah, and going very negative, which you never mentioned. You spoke about her really well.
No, I love her. And also, like, with other people in my childhood who actually did, like, harm me, I'm like, you needed to play the role that you needed to play in my life. I have no resentment. However, and that wasn't okay. And there is, for example, in terms of abusive childhoods or like abuse towards kids, that is so common in many societies still till today. But it's forbidden to talk about it, like for the victims of it, like kids, you know, they grow up and like you can't say anything because what about your father, or what about your mother, what will others think? I think if I do something wrong or I do something that is not okay, I have to own it and I have to apologize. And I'm still a lovable human being. We all, every single person who's listening, watching, has probably a long list with things we fucked up in the past, right? Like you did things that were probably not okay. I did many things that were not okay.
But taking responsibility
I need to take
for
responsibility.
your action is
Oh my gosh! And I
important.
have this one friend. She is in her mid 40s. She used to beat her kids. She did her work, apologized, did the works, did therapy and all of it. And she is like, every single time I see her, I'm like, fuck, I'm so proud of you. You're so amazing. You're such a good role model for finally all of those parents who've done the same thing. Like maybe do something about it, change it, break the pattern. And I don't know how we got to this rant, but this is just a topic that is so important to me and has like influenced
Yeah, I can imagine.
my world and my work and my growth in our hypnosis also was to like really stand up for myself and use that energy that was suppressed for such a long time.
Yeah, I can resonate with what you're saying because our dad used to beat us up. We were, coming from Soviet Union, and those times were like, I think your grandma actually also came from,
Yeah, my whole family.
So that was normal. And I think those times they were beat up by their parents, and that's the behavior they just copied without thinking.
Yeah.
And psychology wasn't that common. I remember I was only watching about psychology on TV in American movies. But luckily, my dad had an amazing library, and actually, I started studying psychology since I was 11.
Wow.
Because I had every book on psychology. I had books on energy, how it works. Like some American, I remember a woman, and she studied discovering bioenergy around the hands and how you can heal.
Yeah.
And we also had a lot of philosophy and book on every religion. We had Quran, Bible, Taoism, Buddhism, literally name it, Vedas, and it was beautiful. So, but at the same time, it was uncommon. Like none of my parents used to see therapist or psychologist. That would have been very helpful if they sent me to a psychologist at that time, because everything they wired in me and how many years until my 40s, I was working on myself to rewire every belief. And luckily, I didn't have any addictions, but quite common for people who were beaten up by their parents. They are very tempted to addictions. They end up drinking and taking drugs and whatever other addictions are, because that lowers their self-esteem, self-belief, and self-worth. And my sister struggled with alcohol because my dad used to beat her up more. Because there is another term used in the family. If you're older, you have more responsibility. And, you're older 1 year as a child, 1.5 or 2 years. How much responsibility you can take for your little sibling? None. And of course, again, parents blaming on us their responsibility for looking after us, putting so much weight on our shoulders. It's, of course, again, it's unfair, and I see it's changing now. It's getting better.
Yeah, I remember doing the session with you, and back then I was still so terrified of like even thinking of confronting my father or speaking up for myself. Like I don't know if you ever had this feeling like in your stomach when you have like
in your gut, as they say,
big massive stone in your gut or in your throat. And I had that every single time when he would send me a message or when he would call. And I have good news for everybody.
How did it change?
No, did it change?
No.
Like it's completely has transformed, completely to a point where I really can say like I matured so much as a person, as a man, that I'm that I really stood up for myself, said what needed to be said, what was not okay. And since then, our dynamic has completely changed.
And when did you speak to your dad last time?
Couple weeks ago, I think.
Are you still in touch with him?
Sometimes,
On and off?
sometimes it's one of the people that I've decided in my life, or who have decided, because everybody has their own, decisions that they can make, and I will respect that. But it's someone I love from a distance. There's certain family members that I've decided to, like, it's better to love them from a distance and see them once in a while. And then there are other family members that I see recently. But whether he calls or doesn't call, or if he shoots a message, there is nothing in my system anymore. And I started with, I think in the hypnosis came up, then I wrote a letter. Then I did this Gestalt therapy where where he was basically represented by a pillow.
Another person? Okay, a pillow.
That
Okay,
was
sometimes
so
could be a person.
so hard. And then at some point I felt like, okay, now I'm ready to, like, actually say what I need to say. All right, why don't you and I take a quick break, and why don't you and I subscribe to the show? This helps us, and effectively you, to get access to the best knowledge possible. It helps the show massively to get access to the most inspiring guests. The reason why we get access to guests like the one that you listened to today is because of you subscribing to the show. So please just subscribe. It takes about 2.5 seconds, gives you 7 years of good luck, and gives you also access to the best knowledge possible. Thank you so much. Now, let's continue with the show.
And did you tell him, because in our session, you also spoke to him, you remember? We did this practice when we called him into
That might have been the first time in my whole life.
That's what shifted the dynamics, and that's why he actually contacted you straight after.
You have a good memory.
I do.
Because I've done it multiple times, but it took a bit of time until I felt like, no, I can actually, like, do it.
Live.
Yeah, live.
Like on the phone, or did you have it?
Yeah, live and
in person.
In person. Yeah. Now it's like.
How did it go? What was his way of receiving? How did he receive it?
I don't remember the answer. There was not much feedback other than, okay, I got it. I got the memo. And it was tested a couple of times, but honestly, it wasn't really about. I didn't care what the response was. It was more about, like, my internal process.
Of course.
It was already, like, the same feeling when I did it with the pillow.
Yeah.
After a while, when I got the anger out and everything, and I just said what was not okay, that simple. At some point, like, I didn't even want to hear. I didn't even needed to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, of course. That was your part of healing and self-expression.
Yeah.
And since you've expressed it, that you could move on with your life. And also, it might have helped you to set boundaries with other people, right?
Yeah.
Or move on with your life if you would have encountered someone who is disrespectful.
Yeah. And it sounds crazy, but now I can love him from my heart. Like, now I can actually say, like, I love you. Like, thank you so much for the role you've played. I don't know if he can receive it. But that's not my part. Like, I've said goodbye to that idea that it has to be a certain way, or what do I know why things happen? I can just take part.
For what you are feeling.
Yeah, for what I'm feeling. And, like, wow, like, it all it turned out amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Like, thank you.
Going through so much of therapy.
The amount of decoding I had, or I got to do because of my childhood, is quite amazing. And without that, I would have never maybe even met you. Or
maybe wouldn't have become an amazing coach and entrepreneur, because then all those traumas, what made me to realize after so many years and so many different things happening to me, sometimes I almost say, like, name it, and I probably had this crap happening, which is awful.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I do have a lot of appreciation, because that makes me better hypnotherapist, therapist, coach, and I can resonate with people, what they feel, what they go through. I exactly know it, you know. And it's obviously, again, we live in duality. It's a good and bad thing. But yeah, it's great that it happened. So both of us, we wouldn't have had so much of experience in how to deal with certain situations, people, and how to help others and lead them into that healing, into that transformation, so they can let go of the anger, disappointment, so it doesn't kill us from inside out. And as you said, we can love people. And I always say you don't have to forgive someone. I never force people to do that. Only when it feels right, especially when it comes to an abuser. And some people sometimes feel guilt that they're not able to let go. And that's okay. There might be time, there might not be the right time when it will naturally happen. But definitely a person shouldn't feel any guilt of not being able to let go and forgive.
100%. 100%. What do you think should everybody do at some point in their lifetime a hypnosis session?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
Why? Because I see how tremendously changed my life. First of all, when I look back 7 years ago, you know, when I started giving sessions, how much I worked on myself with hypnosis, and I do still constantly work. And when I see at your life and other clients' lives, how much they've transformed, how much they've changed.
It's crazy.
What they have achieved.
It's crazy. Because I know, like, we have this friend circle and we all go to you. It's white, whether that's Violetta or Mariana, you know, like, because we know each other when we started. Exactly. And now, like, every single person, Violetta's running a very successful fitness business. Mariana is completely crushing it, acting in Hollywood movies. We're like, what the fuck?
Exactly. And I saw in your stories, someone was posting, my whole family had session with Victoria. And I was like, yeah. I would recommend, I would do it even, you know, for children, because it's so beneficial. Every person should try at least once. And now that people know that they were already hypnotized by their parents, they might not fear it as much. And now that you're consciously choosing who you're going to be hypnotized by. You know, you choose to maybe become a hypno coach and learn how to do it on yourself. It's a safe process because that is conscious choice. What was happening with your grandma, it was unconscious choice, right? When you're choosing what you're going to be hypnotized for, what are you going to change in the session? What would you like to transform? Where you would like to be from point A to the point B? That is your conscious decision. You know, you remember you were filling out the forms prior to the session. It wasn't like you came to me and I just decided what I'm going to be doing with you. You had a certain request that we worked on, right? So that is a conscious decision of changing. And fortunately or unfortunately, to me, it's like the only way when I compare my path of being like practicing yoga and being yogini, and it's also a path you can change through sport, through yoga, studying philosophy and other actions. But then it takes much, much slower. Hypnosis takes you there faster. So I have clients when I was used to have a yoga studio back in London, and we were doing workshops and we were doing teacher training also. I had clients that would be transforming over years practicing yoga. You know, they would just come and they were beginners. And then after a year, that person would come and talk to me and they would say, oh, thank you, because since I've joined your studio, I've given up on meat without even knowing why. Meat, eating meat. They became vegan. They became vegan. They've lost 10 kilograms. That was the case. And then became a yoga teacher. So, but that over a year, right? With hypnosis, I have reports, clients telling me after a couple of months, they've achieved what we were working on. I had someone recently actually saying that it's been 6 months since the last session and everything is achieved. The greatest income, the team of people who the person is working right now, moving to another country, to a hot country, and everything literally is already happening. So that's like, wow, it's a big transformation, big change.
Yeah, I love that you said you are already familiar with hypnosis. You've been already hypnotized your entire life by your parents. Because I often say to people who've never tried hypnosis, I say, like, you hypnotize yourself all the time with your language, the language that you're using. So many people too talk to themselves like, if you would actually speak it out, like the thoughts that you have, and you would just say them out loud, you and everybody around you would be like, how dare you talk to yourself like this?
Yeah.
Like, imagine speaking to a different person like this. The language you're using is, I think, like form of self-hypnosis sometimes.
Self-abuse, I would call it.
Self-abuse. I love that. Yeah.
People talk to themselves as a self-abuse.
Yeah, this whole like, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm blah,
That's
blah, blah.
nice language. People call themselves idiots, morons, stupid, silly. And yes, of course, it's an auto-hypnosis or self-hypnosis. So hypnosis is everywhere. If you look at fashion, isn't it hypnosis? They tell you what to wear. Every year, they decide a color that is going to be fashionable. They decide a certain pattern, cut of the skirt or trousers or wherever, and you wear it. Isn't it a hypnosis? Hypnosis is everywhere in the form of the suggestions. Do you remember the year where they would convince every magazine, every paper, any news you have opened, they would tell you kale is amazing and kale is such a wonderful thing to eat. It's got so many vitamins in the holidays.
I can't remember. Maybe it was before my time.
No, it was kale. At some point, they were telling acai berry was everywhere.
Oh, I remember acai berry. Yeah.
Goji berries.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot of different products, veggies and fruits, that you would have found the same amount of vitamins and minerals, but because they would suggest you everywhere in a social media, guess what would happen? People just go for it. And that's how they
that's a
build
good
market.
hypnosis. Keep doing, please, food industry, keep doing the kale and I don't know, broccoli sprouts hypnosis, broccoli hypnosis. I think right now there's a matcha hypnosis.
Yeah, I've heard.
The industry made people believe that matcha is actually delicious.
Yeah. Did you hear about the results that people actually, it's somehow, I've heard recently somewhere, I think in social media, that it somehow affects the level of iron in the blood.
Oh, matcha,
So, yeah.
100%. Yeah, if you eat...
So it lowers it down, right? If it's too much of matcha that you drink.
It's not just matcha, it's also coffee. So if you drink matcha or coffee with a meal, then the iron absorption, I think, decreases by, please fact check me here, but I'm actually quite certain it's around 90%.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
So
you can eat more vitamin C that interferes with or it makes the iron more absorbable. Or you best case drink your matcha later. But it's the same thing for coffee. So people who already struggle with their iron levels, they shouldn't drink matcha or coffee with their meals. Afterwards, separately, it's fine.
Oh, so if you drink matcha first thing in the morning, is it okay?
It depends. Like, there are some people who struggle, for example, with green tea and matcha on an empty stomach. Me, for example, I throw up literally, and there are quite a few people. If they drink matcha on an empty stomach, they get stomach irritations. There are also some people, if they drink coffee on an empty stomach, like it's over for them. They get the shivers or anxiety.
I see.
So it's delicate. There are many different people, but however, matcha, I'm happy that people drink matcha. It's a good hypnosis. Like, it's incredibly healthy. But one thing I wanted to address, and I also asked earlier my community questions they had, and one common question was that why is it the case that so many people are afraid
of hypnosis?
Yeah, because you mentioned it earlier as well.
Yeah.
I remember, like, the first time when I did it, I was like, what is this? It's kind of weird. Like, I saw it in some movies, and you always hear about stories where you hypnotize someone, and like I think many people think about manipulation in their heads, and like you give your control away.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
All these myths about hypnosis. I remember the times I was growing up, I saw somewhere it was said that you won't wake up after this. And I'm like, what a myth. That is such a lie.
Yeah.
It's like going into meditation and not waking up. I mean, what's the odds for this to happen? You've got to be really old and ready to die.
Oh, it depends where you meditate.
On a cliff?
Yeah.
Well, what we have seen on TV is a stage hypnosis where people were called onto a stage and performed a show. So they would sometimes let them to pretend to be a chicken, to be a dog, bark.
Yeah.
Or I saw once actually they made a guy to fall in love.
Yeah. I've seen those things. Exactly. I see.
It's really funny.
But that's bullshit. That's like staged.
I wasn't sure if I believe it, but I know it's possible for those who really, into. I would call them very vulnerable people. Okay, and also they have given permission for the stage hypnotist to do that, right? But I think the most case that I've heard of, it was like, that affected me in a way. I was like, oh my God, I can't even imagine being this guy. He was hypnotized that there is a wall around him, like a literally box, and he won't be able to come out of it, and he couldn't. And that was in a book I read. I don't know if it's real, but it's someone describing. And I thought that must have been a nightmare, like a horror. Yeah. Imagine being hypnotized into that. Good news, the hypnosis I do, it has nothing to do with stage hypnosis. It's very therapeutic, and a person always knows what is happening. It's like you were going through the session. Were there any moment where you completely were out of your control?
No.
Exactly.
I felt like I could sense that I was in a different state. Mm-hmm. Like, I even do this movement. My eyes were somewhere here, and I would do this movement. But I could come back anytime.
Yeah.
Like, if I would want to, I could come back.
Yeah.
100%.
How would you describe the stage you just showed?
I mean, last time we did the podcast, we did a live hypnosis, so everybody saw that. Yeah. For me, I don't know if it's for everybody like this, but for me, it was like this shake. I was sitting in this chair, and I was shaking like this, or not shaking, but like it was this state of like almost flying. It was very pleasant, very recharging, and I could feel like if I would want to, like I could step out of it. And I think like after a couple of hours, I could feel like how I would come back, but I wanted to stay longer. So you did a couple of things that helped me to go deeper and deeper and deeper. I remember those the word deeper and deeper. But I was in full control. What about those? I'm sure you see them on social media where people like hypnotize people like this and they fall. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like, is that real?
And they pull the hand. It's like a shock kind of hypnosis by by shocking the body, the nervous system, that is switches off. And again, that's the hypnosis I don't practice.
Okay.
I don't like the look of it. And would I like to be hypnotized that way? Definitely not.
No.
And being lied down on the floor.
But that
I
is
was
real. That
watching-
really works.
Yeah, I see it works. I watched one American hypnotist, and he's doing it. I don't like it personally, and I know there is a technique I never was interested to learn, because I don't see myself like a tiny, woman pulling a big guy on the floor and hypnotizing by shocking him.
Yeah.
I think, to me personally, I will express this by calling it unethical if I had to call it somehow. I know it works for people. I know people do that. It's very American, and it also associates. Sorry for all American who watches, but it's
Next time when you travel to America, they will ask you, hey, on this day.
But you know what? It really associates with me from American movies in the churches.
Okay, I see.
When they're like the priest or something, they would put them in a trance and on the floor.
I see.
So maybe that's where the technique comes from. I'm not aware of it, but we can dig into this and
yeah, I'm just trying
find
to
out.
understand why people could have this bad image about hypnosis and hypnotherapy in their head, and I think it comes a lot from movies. It comes
Yeah.
from videos like this on social media. It comes from stories, and they're unfortunately like everywhere. There are amazing therapists, but they're also therapists who should never be practicing, like
Probably.
psychotherapists or hypnotherapists. I heard from stories where people like start taking advantage of the power they have. Unfortunately, you have that everywhere. That's like the 1%. You have amazing pilots, but then you also have pilots who are flying airplanes right now and are drunk.
Yeah, but as you said,
tired.
it's everywhere. It depends on the person, right?
Yeah,
No matter
exactly.
what profession you do.
Yeah, it's
You might
hypnosis
be a
is-
driver. Yeah, I had a story like recently. The driver was fallen asleep by driving a car and had a passenger at the back in Bali. And I saw the video shooting from the camera that happened to be there. So, things are happening. But when it comes to hypnosis, it's good to get to know the person. That's why there's always an option to have a 15 minutes call, or, you can do your own research online. There's so many podcasts now, like even this one, that you can watch and you can understand what to expect in hypnosis. I always inform my clients that they won't be in a trance. They are completely in control of everything that is happening. They can come out of hypnosis anytime they would like to by simply opening the eyes. And that's exactly what I told you before I hypnotize you. So there's a full permission and trust that needs to be built between. And yeah, I wouldn't skip hypnosis because of the stage hypnosis, and like turn it more into transformational hypnosis and forget about any images,
that you have in your mind.
Yeah, because you might have an image of a clown that is under your bed, and you don't want to have it chasing you all your life.
Yeah.
So it's a decision. And you can use auto-hypnosis as well. So just self-hypnotize yourself that I'm choosing to forget it. And great way of actually giving your mind direct commands could be in the form of suggestions or in the form of powerful affirmations is before you go to sleep.
Do you think affirmations
In your bed.
actually works?
Affirmations work only in a certain times. When you're in bed prior sleep, light switched off, and you say it out loud to your subconscious mind, and you say it in a specific way, like mind, I'm telling you this is what I want, or mind, I'm choosing to, and then you finish what you want, or mind, give me the answer.
What if mind says bullshit? Like I'm seeing a depressed person who has been living in a depressed state for a long, long time, who says like, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. And the mind goes, bullshit, bullshit,
Well,
bullshit.
the same with the money. You can say I'm wealthy.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Wealthy,
Or if someone is broke, who says like, I'm rich, I'm rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich?
No, it's not going to work. Okay. Affirmations are working until a certain level, right? Depends what is downloaded in your subconscious mind already. So if you're coming from the family where you had this block in your guts, yeah, so you can say multiple times, but until the limiting beliefs are not removed,
Yeah.
it's not going to work for you. It will work certain percentage, small, but if you don't know how to do that as well, that won't work. Because in hypnosis, we're wiring not only the words and images for your mind, because that is a language of the mind, the images and the words we tell it, right? But we also wire the new behavior and the new feelings. How are you feeling when you pay for your coffee? And by the way, I had one client who's we were working on removing money blocks and wiring wealth. And he asked me to not look at the prices. He wants to be feeling that wealthy and be so wealthy that when he goes shopping, he doesn't look at the prices. And recently, and I think it's an amazing thing because we did it. We hypnotized him for that. And he was thriving. And recently,
I mean, if it works for him.
Recently, I've noticed that I pay the bills and I don't look. And it was a kind of self-discovery moment. I was like, oh my God, I think I've leveled up. It's a nice feeling to pay and being so financially stable that you forget to look at the bill.
If you're watching this means Christmas is approaching, and my book, Maybe This Is Happening For You, Not To You, is the perfect Christmas gift for everybody and their grandmothers. It is really a book that will change the way you look at life forever. You basically gift your loved ones the most important skill that you can develop as a human being, which is meaning making, which is turning adversity into a gift, taking control over your mind, and learning how to frame things. This book gives you access to years worth of progress for the price of going to the restaurant once. Please, please, please do yourself a favor, do your loved one a favor, order a copy, 2, 3. This book will save many lives, and you ordering this book will help us achieving that mission. So if you haven't already, make sure to order the book, Maybe This Is Happening For You, Not To You, out now, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's continue with the show. Yeah, I mean, I get it. At the same time, do you know how many times it happens that people actually make mistakes?
I know. I knew you were going to say it.
Massage with a friend.
Really?
And it actually happened to her. Because often I don't check either. But she, for example, she had a massage and it was supposed to be like 130,000 rupiah.
Okay.
And he typed in 1.3 million.
No way.
Yeah, something like this. It also happened to me at a podcast studio. There was that I was charged 2,300 instead of 230. Like you have your,
In a certain occasions, I would check when it comes to food.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
if you go
whatever works for you, works for you.
Also, it's not about not really checking the bills. It's about having the feeling of that abundance of having an ability to not look at the bills if you don't want to.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's more of that. Yeah.
What worked really well for me was to choose affirmations that were believable. So when I was broke, I came across a guy called Bob Proctor.
Oh, yeah.
You know Bob Proctor?
Of course.
Love him. Rest in peace. Beautiful soul. And he had those money affirmations, and he framed it in a beautiful way. And I've listened to this affirmation so many times, like you can call me at 3 a.m. I can say it. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. There's like a 6-hour, 8-hour loop on YouTube. And I would just listen to it. And I could believe it. I could have not, I would have not believed that, like, I'm a millionaire. Like, right now, I'm not a millionaire. Like, I'm not. But I can believe that money comes to me
in an easy way, in
increasing quantities through multiple sources. Like somehow, like that was believable for me. So I would suggest people, if they speak affirmations, to make it believable. Like if you're broke and you say like, I'm a millionaire, but your subconscious mind says like, bullshit, you're not, you're broke. I'm not so sure. Another really beautiful tool are incantations, where you actually have to say it using your body, and your whole system has to believe it. And best case, even in front of others, so they can reflect to you whether it's actually like believable or if you're bullshitting yourself.
That's beautiful.
So I do incantations all the time. When I have big webinars, big speaking gigs or something, I do like, I say everybody leave the room because it's going to get loud. 5-10 minutes of my incantations that I do for myself, and like I put myself into the most amazing state. So affirmations, incantations, incredibly important. And I hope that you sharing what you just shared inspires more people to try hypnosis. You said even like safe for kids.
Yes. And also just to refer to what you've said, when it comes to, building that a millionaire, some people can't break the glass ceiling. Let's say even they come to the dreamed amount, 10,000 euros a month, but then they can't get to 100 euros a month, right?
100,000.
100,000 euros a month. Then it might be that they have a belief that money is dangerous, right?
Yeah.
So, feeling, again, you can do everything you've mentioned, but there might be some blocks that you're unaware of, some limiting beliefs that only hypnosis is going to show you.
Yeah.
And why hypnosis is a powerful tool? Because you cannot change what you don't understand.
You cannot change what you don't understand.
Yeah.
I love that. I had this client once who had a similar block to what you just mentioned, and we figured out, because that person is so fucking afraid of authorities, she didn't want to make more, because if she would make more, she would have to pay more taxes, and she was afraid of paying more taxes.
Yeah.
And in her mind, it made absolute sense. But when I like just described the situation out loud, she was like, what the fuck? That's like complete bullshit that I tell myself. Yeah, of course I'm going to pay more taxes if I make more money, but I also made more money, so it's all good.
It pays off in the end.
Yeah. And then I told her about Arnold Schwarzenegger, what he said, like the more money I make, the more taxes I pay, the more money I make.
Amazing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So if I make if I pay a lot of taxes, I also usually make a lot of money.
Yeah, and also it's good to think I pay taxes and what has been done with this money. The roads are done, hospitals are improved,
Best case, depends on
Yeah.
the country. I just like came.
I would like to keep it positive.
No,
Maybe not in Indonesia necessarily.
No, I would. No, I don't
But,
think. I think Indonesia does I wasn't referring to Indonesia. I was referring
What
to.
country you were referring
I
to?
was not referring to any country.
Okay.
Who am I to criticize such big topics? I think there's going a lot of money, taxpayer money, is going into wars, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, but it's. Yeah, it's a whole different topic, but I think that is not money well spent. Like putting it into wars and.
Coming back to your question about children, let me answer this one. Would I advise for children? Yes, because it works beautifully. So as a grown up, as a parent, if you have a child, and actually it happened to me that after my group sessions, people would come to me and speak and say thank you for understanding how better parent they can be now. And, whispering to your daughters or your son's ear beautiful words of powerful affirmations that we do when we go through the healing, right? When we heal a child and do other practices. It's so amazing. It's like a base for a healthy childhood. So every parent should do that. I had a lady coming to me after 2 weeks ago after a session, and she said she wants to be a better mother. And she cried. She cried so much that she understood she doesn't want to pass her beliefs to her daughter. And I was like, wow, that was a reward. I'm having a goosebumps because that was so rewarding that bringing up this consciousness to parents is just a gift to this world, and we can make it a better place. At least a little bit.
100%. I remember last time we did a live hypnosis. I don't know how comfortable you feel to do one today, or if we just insert the one from last time. But I want to mention something that is quite important. That's also partially the reason why we sit here together as well. I started working with you in 2020, and I've sent so many of my clients to you gladly, very gladly. And they have achieved amazing things, and partly because of hypnotherapy. It's one of the fastest things that have worked for me to shift a limiting belief, to shift the paradigm. And so I wanted to learn that skill as well. So it's like, Victoria, can you teach me? And you mentioned something like a year ago, like I might do this. I'm like, I don't care where I am. I'm going to sign up because I want to learn that tool for myself. I want to learn how I do this hypnosis, this transformational hypnosis that you do with myself, but also with others. Like, I would love to hypnotize others in a safe and beautiful way, like you do it, like how I've experienced. So I approached you and you told me, yeah, sure, we can do it. We can also do it and invite others. So you watching, listening right now have the chance to actually join me and join others, learning from Victoria, who has guided, I think at this point it's more than 3,000 people. Mm-hmm. You've been around
for 7 years.
So we have the chance to learn from Victoria, to learn her way of doing it, to do it in a safe, in a professional way, shift paradigms, shift trauma, shift limiting beliefs, shift phobias. Is that correct?
Thank you most of all for referring so many people to me, and I'm honored that I could have worked with your clients, friends, family, and many people. I'm very grateful for that. And when it comes to teaching, yes, I'm feeling like I'm ready to pass the knowledge, and I would love more people to have that tool like yourself, so you can start helping your clients yourself. And through giving the technique to others, obviously we can create a ripple effect.
Yeah.
So more people can go through hypnosis, remove the limiting beliefs and blocks. And we will be mainly focusing on success, on rewiring wealth, because most of your clients and potential students, successful people, many of them are already entrepreneurs. And I think it will be very useful for them to go deeper and found something that they might be unaware. I know many of them worked on themselves, but as we did, and you always, I'm not going to use the word always, but there are situations when you discover something that you might have not been aware of. So we'll be covering success, procrastination, we'll be rewiring wealth, definitely removing any blocks that are related to money, any blocks to being visible, being a public speaker, being on a stage. Definitely we will cover relationships, because I think it's very important. Most of my clients wanted to have an amazing partner in their life. Money and relationship, I think they're the most common.
Just give me a partner who loves me and a lot of cash,
money,
baby.
Money and someone.
Yeah, everybody wants money and sex, but people don't say it. Everybody wants great sex and a lot of money.
Everybody wants to have money and a partner that they're safe with spending it. And especially when it comes to men, because I worked with many men, they had fear of women taking their money away.
Really?
Yes,
that's a thing.
Yes, that would hold them back to attract the right woman, especially successful entrepreneurs. They would, believe that she would.
I have crazy stories. Yeah. No, those things happen.
Yeah. So definitely I was thinking of as well writing and publishing the book, because we can help other students, and they can help then their clients to publish, especially that you have so much of experience with that, and we can wire them for that success and becoming a bestseller on the market, or someone who just wants to improve their self-confidence and self-esteem. We will be covering like 11 or 12 different subjects related to become that person, magnetic, passionate. And when I spoke to a person from your team yesterday, Kinga, she was asking me an amazing question. She is amazing.
She's a sweetheart.
So she asked me a very good question. What kind of people would we like to attract? What kind of students we would ideally like to have? And when it comes to me, I would love to have passionate people about helping others. You know, that's the number one. Like, they want to help not only themselves, because that's also an ability they'll receive doing the course and studying and understanding the theory and how to hypnotize and how to work and rewire themselves, but also pass it, like help their clients, help their people. So naturally they are already doing it. They don't have to be already existing coaches or therapists. They just, you know, might be people who would always help their family, their friends. People would call them and ask for an advice. But this time, the advice would be delivered directly and paid for. Because I know many people would give advices, and, you know, how free advice is usually taken. It's not. I've got a really good experience with that.
That was good communication. How free
I
advice
don't
is
give
usually
advices even if I'm asked to. Now I try to just like go around it and let the person decide for themselves. But when it comes to clients, yeah, of course, it's an exchange of energy. So ideally, these students who are passionate, willing to change the world themselves and heal the, you know, any traumas, because there will be some things coming out, and also who would like to be a public person. And we, of course, will be covering the fear of being seen, the fear of delivering the truth, the way you speak, the way you act, believe that it's safe to be you, and I can be me. It's beautiful belief, because many people actually resist of having love, relationship, and other things, career, job, because they don't believe they can be truly themselves.
That is very, very true.
You know,
very
so
true.
many people believe if I'm me, I won't be accepted.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes they sabotage the relationship. They meet an amazing person and suddenly they're like, oh, if he or she finds out who I am, they won't like me. They won't like to stay with me, right?
Yeah.
Same with success and money. Some people believe that's not for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unavailable.
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough. We will be also covering.
Oh, thank you. I'm not good enough. Well,
Because
I'm not good enough.
Yes,
and
it's
it's
related
not
to
enough.
success.
I have so many people who are so successful, make so much money, and they still like, it's not good enough. I have that still sometimes. So thank you for that. So to summarize, we will learn all of the things you just mentioned. I can finally learn how to hypnotize
Yes,
others.
of
I am so
course.
pumped. I'm so excited. I think you can tell. Like, I'm so excited to learn this. So excited to be a student as well. Because I love studying. I love learning. Like, just the fact that you can learn a tool in a couple of months and then, you know, whether it's for people like me, I'm going to be introducing it to my work, to everything that I'm doing. That's why I recommend, or it's even part of my one-on-one mentoring, that I always say, like, you need to have a session with Victoria, because I'm just going to save a couple of months or a couple of years if we work on your most blocking paradigms. I just know, because I've done it for myself. So it's for people like me who want to included in their work, whatever they're doing. So that could be yoga teachers, that could be coaches, that could be therapists, that could be like people in this space holding area, I would say. But then it can also be people, I think we've spoken about this before, people
who naturally help others,
who maybe also want to do it for themselves, who maybe like the idea of like, oh, you know what, on Saturdays I'm gonna help other people with hypnosis, whether that's paid or not paid, but build a little side hustle or side gift, because it's a really helpful tool, and everybody who joins the program will also we do a group hypnosis together.
Yes,
so they will experience that.
We will be also regulating the nervous system, because if the nervous system is not ready to receive large amounts of money, again, coming back to I'm a millionaire, you won't become one. Yeah. So it's a lot of self-discovery and very many beneficial practices that would help anyone, even those who believe I've been there, I done it. And I used to be that person believing, like, especially in my 20s.
It's very dangerous. But now it's a dangerous space when you believe you figured it all out. It's like that's when you have to go and learn the most.
Yeah.
So everybody who feels the calling to learn from Victoria, to learn hypnosis, to learn to effectively become a certified hypno coach, underneath this video you will find a link where you can just sign up for a call with the beloved Kinga you just mentioned, because she will do it exclusively, I don't know, forever. If you will listen to this podcast in a couple of months and someone else is sitting there, it's going to be an amazing person, because I hand select them. They're all sweethearts. But you basically sit down with someone from my team. They walk you through the program. They see if you are a good fit, if we are a good fit, if the program fits you, and then you can make an educated decision. But right now, if you are listening live to the episode when it's coming out, get yourself a spot, because the first round has a massive, massive gift. A massive surprise for you waiting. You'll be meeting Victoria and me in person, but that's something we can only guarantee for the first round. So join us, join me. I'll be there. Victoria, I'll be your greatest student.
I'm excited.
What it's like to have me learning. I'm so excited. At the end of this, I will add the because we're going over time soon.
Oh yeah.
I will add the live hypnosis we did last time.
Okay.
And gosh, I wish for everybody to get into this beautiful state and go on this healing, wonderful journey, and explore what's possible when you stop repeating the same old story.
And the dialogue that is like a running tape in your head.
Yeah.
The self-dialogue would change. Like suddenly a person would discover, wow, I am supportive to myself. I love love myself, and I talk to myself like my best friend would do.
Like,
and that changes your whole life.
Yeah.
It's like,
fuck, I'm rich. I was born to make money.
Yeah, and the bonuses, which I recently came to, something that I would like to share with every person who would sign up, is something that helped me tremendously recently with my life. Last month, I have created a couple of songs, which are programming songs. And what we're going to do, we're going to create personal song for each person who joins us.
I love that.
2 styles to choose. Hip hop, R&B or disco.
R&B or disco? I'm going to choose R&B. Is there any Taylor Swift
kind of disco, like 80s? It's really cheering you up. I can play one song, which we created. My friend helps me a lot with those songs creation, because she's also writing. She's writing songs. I'm writing scripts, so I've got already a skill to write a song. But she does little adjustments, and then it becomes beautiful. It rhymes. There is a chorus, and it programs your mind, because first thing in the morning you can put your song on, and it's you tuning your radio to your
it's like a little
music.
meditation.
It's imagine every time you do workout, you listen to your songs,
Crazy.
to what you want to feel.
Yeah.
It's better than any powerful affirmations. I promise.
I love that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, many people, many great people in this space. You mentioned Dr. Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins. They all work consciously with music to set certain anchors.
And they consciously choose what not to listen.
Yeah, and also they choose consciously.
Yeah, there is a song. Apparently, a friend just came back from UK. She said, "It says I'm depressed. I'm depressed. I'm depressed."
I mean, most songs are like, "I'm depressed. Oh, poor little me, I got hurt." And
yes, but
I mean, and society is mostly like this. Poor little me, I got. But you know who's great with this? Sia. She is amazing. The artist, please tell me you know her.
Yeah, I know, but I'm thinking of what song?
Most of her songs. I'm a Porsche with no brakes.
That's the song you were listening in the hospital.
Yes.
Unlimited, right?
No, Unstoppable.
Unstoppable, sorry.
Sia
Unstoppable.
Wow. She's one of the few famous artists who became famous but using positive lyrics.
Which is an easy in Hollywood.
That is not, in this whole music industry, it's not easy. It's much easier to write a song about, like heartbreak and I'm a poor little victim, or cocaine and money and whatever. Much easier.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. But Sia, actually, she's a game changer in the industry. Like many of her songs have deep, beautiful lyrics.
Imagine we can give a skill to our students to write their own songs. How beautiful is that?
That'd be wonderful. Well,
and of course, the skills of being able to hypnotize and understand basic psychology for how to use that tool and how it works.
Yeah. So you'll be, I know I'll be hypnotizing others while I'm training for it. Others will be hypnotizing me. We'll do a group hypno session together. It's going to be epic.
Be also hypnotizing every person that comes to the training so we can cover all those topics and learn life. Like I said, demonstrations.
I'm very excited for this, Victoria. Everybody, you can sign up now to a call. Meet someone from my team and see, who knows, maybe I'll be sitting in front of you. Maybe you'll be hypnotizing me. I'll be hypnotizing you. Who knows, right? But it's out now. Sign up. Victoria, thank you so much for your beautiful work. I'm going to say thank you. Accumulated and with the thought in mind of all the names, of all the lives that you have touched, all my friends, my family members that I sent to you, we're all so incredibly grateful for your work. And just massive freaking thank you. You've been, I feel like I've known you for a lifetime. Like I've been with you at the beginning of my career. I've been with you through cancer that helped me immensely. The highs, the lows, and I could have not done it without you. So a big thank you.
Well, thank you for inviting me here, first of all, and for letting me to be a witness of your career, your personal growth, of your self-development, of you overcoming something that wasn't for you. And I'm extremely proud of you being an author of a book. So congratulations once again for publishing it and for being a role model to so many people. It's very valuable to have you here with me and witnessing and using the tools I can to support you on your journey. So thank you so much. Yeah, so ready for a sample? Good.
I'm ready. I was born ready.
I love that statement. Okay, so I'd like you to sit in a comfortable position. It's good if you're leaning back, you've got like a chair, or you might be sitting on the sofa right now if you watch us. And I'd like you to look up and find one spot over your head.
So everybody's joining, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm inviting people
unless you're
join.
driving a car or something.
Oh yeah, exactly. If you're driving a car.
Don't close your eyes if you're driving a car.
Or if you're operating some...
heavy means
exactly.
Flying an airplane.
Unless you're on autopilot.
I'm going to shut up now.
So Yeah, sitting comfortably. Just open your eyes, Axel. You know, the hypnosis, yes? Okay, no. So sitting comfortably, look up and find one spot over your head. So imagine you're looking somewhere, it's like a real or imaginary spot over your head, and keeping your eyeballs glued to that real or imaginary spot, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Keeping your eyeballs up again, breathe in. And each time you blink, that is hypnosis coming up on you. Breathe out again, breathe in. Hold that breath for a second or two and breathe out. And take one final deep breath in. Hold it for a little longer this time, keeping your eyeballs up as you exhale. Just close your eyelids down all the way down. That's perfect. And as your eyelids shut down, the muscles and nerves in and around your eyes are becoming heavy, droopy, drowsy. Your eyelids are starting to feel right now as if they've been glued shut, sealed shut, and locked very tight. And soon you'll notice that the harder you try to open them, the more they'll feel glued shut, sealed shut, locked tight. And now forget all about your eyes, forget about position of your eyeballs, let them flow whenever they want. And drop your chin down just a fraction so you can get that same looking down sensation you get when you look over your balcony or down a flight of stairs. And as I count backwards from 10 to 1, you can see your feet, hear your feet, and feel your feet stepping each and every step as you go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper into hypnosis, and you're going to absolutely like it. So right now, you're moving on to step 10 as each muscle, every nerve turns loose. Let's loose and you go deeper. You're taking step 9, going deeper into an awareness of yourself. You're taking step 8, going deeper, deeper, deeper still. You're taking step 7, and every sound and noise and movement around you is taking you further, deeper, way, way deeper into hypnosis. You are taking step 6, going deeper, drifting deeper, sinking deeper. You're taking step 5. You're halfway down. You're doing everything perfectly well. Just go deeper. You are taking step 4. As each muscle, every nerve turns so loose, let's loose, and you go deeper. You are taking step 3, going deeper into an awareness of yourself. You are taking step 2, going double deeper than before. Yeah, taking step 1. Just go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. That's perfect. And every time I click my fingers like this, and I say the words go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper, you're going 10 times deeper. And 40 times deeper. And 80 times deeper, and 100 times deeper into the most pleasant and healing state of hypnosis, and you absolutely like it. And hypnosis is not about being asleep, it's all about being suggestible, and I'll show you how incredibly suggestible you are. So I'd like you to imagine that in your left hand you are holding a half of a big juicy lemon, and you can squeeze that lemon and you can feel that waxy skin. And as you breathe in, you can smell that wonderful smell. Nothing smells quite like a lemon. And I want you to bring that hand up to your mouth. I want you to open your mouth. And while you're staying in hypnosis, I want you to imagine pushing that half a lemon into your mouth. And as you push that half a lemon into your mouth, you are chewing out the flesh, you're sucking out the juice, and you keep chewing and biting that lemon. And what is happening is your mind believes you're chewing a lemon and you're producing saliva because of that thought. Because every thought has a physical reaction and an emotional response. So you can see now how incredibly suggestible you are. There is no lemon, but because your mind believes there is, your body is reacting to the lemon. So you've just proved to yourself that you are incredibly suggestible. The fluttering of your eyelids is proof. The blinking is proof. And now making saliva is proving to you that you are very, very suggestible. And now you can forget all about that lemon and just go deeper. That's perfect. And as you go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper, relax. Just for a moment, stay in that state, feeling safe, feeling wonderful, feeling like your body is recharging the batteries, getting more energy with every word you hear. The energy just floods into your system, into your bloodstream. You are feeling love with every single cell of your body. It's just spreading all over your body, all over your heart. That's it. Just go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. And now I'm going to bring you back. Or shall we? Let's do one regression. Just stay where you are. I'm just going to regress you to a moment from your life where you got some limiting beliefs and blocks about money. So as I count backwards from 5 to 1, you're going back to a vivid, vital memory, a crucial scene, event, place that all has to do with why you are feeling unworthy of money, why you believe that you can't be successful. And as I count backward, you're going to end up being in that moment of your life where you were told something about money. It could have been that money is hard to get, there is not enough of money, or any other belief like money is evil. So on a count of 5 right now, you're drifting back to a vivid, vital, crucial, absolutely significant scene, place, event, time, or memory that all has to do with money blocks. On a count of 4, you're becoming younger. On a count of 3 and 2, you're becoming smaller, lighter, shorter, drifting back, right back to a scene, place, event, and time that all has to do with the money. Why are you feeling so unworthy? Where you learned or became that way. On the count of 1, you're drifting back, back, back. Years, months, weeks, days are peeling away off your body as you go back, back, back. And as I click my fingers right now, this scene is coming into your mind easily, effortlessly, almost automatically, like the screen on a computer is warming up and suddenly the picture is there. Your subconscious mind is forming a picture of you, and you're going to know the answers to all of my questions that just will pop into your mind easily, effortlessly, almost automatically. So the scene where you're now, is it a daytime or a nighttime? Are you inside or outside? How old are you? You're going to know your age more or less. And what are you doing, seeing, hearing, feeling, and experiencing in that scene? I want you to connect to the feeling, find it in your body. Where is it? Is it in your stomach, chest, throat, legs, arms, anywhere else? And I want you to just stay in that moment and see it vividly. You're going to know exactly what are you feeling, who is around you, what you have been told about money. Why are you feeling so unworthy? And I'm going to bring you back, and I will count from 1 to 5. And on a count of 5, you will open your eyes and come back to your full awareness. On a count of 1 and 2, coming back into your body, feeling your fingers, your toes. On a count of 3 and 4, feeling great, feeling amazing, feeling refreshed. On a count of 5, just open your eyes and come back to your full awareness. Take a deep, long breath in. And breathe out. And whenever you're ready, I would like to hear the sharing of what scene or memory. Because when I say the word a scene, it's like a movie. It's like your life is a movie and you see it or you feel it. Some people see it very vividly, so they can see the scene where they are. And some people can feel it and they know where they are, but they do not see the clear picture.